Welcome to Health in Focus with Dr. Laura. This is a Health in Focus question and answer time in which I shall be answering some of the many emails that I've received over the course of time. Thank you for sending the emails in to me. Can I just give you a little tip? And it would apply to when you see your doctor as well, or that sort of thing, although your doctor would have your notes. When you are sending an email to Dr. Laura about a medical question, it would be good if you, A, put your age. Usually I know your sex by your name, but it'd be good to put your age and also to put the fact that if you are on any kind of medication or if you have any predisposed risk factors or illnesses or family history, because it really does help me to get a complete picture of you and so that I can actually give you advice properly. Obviously, your GP is always the first port of call for medical advice, and I'm happy to add to that advice, but I don't feel that you should be getting the first advice from me. I mean, but as I said, I'm happy to supplement that advice. So today I'll be dealing with some Health in Focus questions and answers, and the first one is just an encouraging email, and this is really what it says, and it's good. I mean, you know, we all need to be appreciated, and I need to be appreciated as well. So this is an encouraging email, and it says, "Dear Dr. Laura, thank you so much for an informative program regarding asthma. I was truly blessed as I'm an asthma sufferer. Please, can I have a copy of this information, re asthma parts 1 and 2? May the Lord continue to bless your ministry, bless and be blessed." And this is from Mrs. Paulette Newell. And I just wanted to say thank you so much to Paulette. And obviously I have sent on the notes to asthma's part 1 and part 2. As you would recall, I started a series on the A to Z of health. And I've been working through the alphabet A. The first topic I covered was asthma, and I've done arthritis, and we're moving on to Alzheimer's and a few other A's before we move on to the alphabet B. And so if you feel you need the notes, if you want a recap or whatever, I'd be very happy to send the notes to you. You'll get my details on the screen. And also, don't forget that I have got a Facebook page as well. It's Health in Focus Revelation TV, so if you want to Facebook friend me, that is also something that you can do. Right, we'll move on to the next email. And of course, some of you don't have emails, so you do send me letters, and that's fine as well. Just send them to the New Malden address, and I'd be happy to respond to them in kind. Do give me some time though, because I'm a busy doctor. Okay, and this is the next email. It says, "Dear Dr. Laura, I enjoy watching your program and you are very knowledgeable. Thank you. I like the way you explain and break down each subject. God bless you for that. I know that you're a busy lady, and I don't know if you can please advise me on what to take for active acne and blemishes on my face. I'm 37-year-old and I normally get more acne breakouts just around the time of my periods. I do sympathize with her very much. I would like to think it's a hormonal thing as I follow a good diet. I take evening Primrose oil, I eat a lot of fruits and all that. I work shifts, I do nights most of the time. What do you think I should eat out there that can help? Many thanks, God bless." And this is from Gina M. And of course, this is an email that is actually very informative and very helpful for me, because she states her age, and she gives a little idea of her lifestyle as well, that she works night shifts and she's also a healthy eater. And really, I just want to say congratulations to you, Gina. Thank you that you are, you know, I'm sure you've been watching Health in Focus for a long time. It's great that you're eating your fruits and your vegetables. It's great that you're leading as healthy as life as possible. Well done. But unfortunately, acne is not about a healthy diet. You know, I mean, you know, you can have the most rubbish diet and not get acne. So unfortunately, it's not about a healthy diet, although a healthy diet does help with the healing process, and a healthy diet does help you to fight off the infections that can occur with those little pustules when you get acne. there's a diagram here of a cross-section of a skin. And basically what it shows is just the different layers of the skin. You've got the top layer, the epidermal layer, and you've got the inner layers, the dermal layers. Now, you can see at the top right-hand corner, well, no, actually it's in the middle, there is an oily secretion from the sebaceous glands, which just lie halfway down the hair follicle. And these secretions from the sebaceous glands are one of the main culprits in the process of acne. So it's good to have sebum. God created them for a purpose. They keep the skin oily, they keep the skin lubricated, and they have got bactericidal properties. But there are three main keys to acne. And unfortunately, one of them is this excessive production of sebum by these sebaceous glands that lie underneath the skin. And unfortunately, I am an acne sufferer because I have very oily skin. And, you know, just before I come on the program, I have to put lots of powder on just to kind of matte my face a little bit because, you know, I just produce oil. And there's a little anecdote I give later on to Gina about the fact that black don't crack. I don't know if you've had that saying because, you know, for people who have got black skin, we tend to have fairly oily skin and therefore we don't get as many wrinkles as non-black people. But there are disadvantages of having oily skin, and that's acne breakouts at the most unexpected times, as I've had in the course of my life since I started having acne at about the age of 14 or 15. So what causes acne? Acne, there are three main parts to acne. The first part is excessive production of sebum by the sebaceous glands. Now, there is very little we can actually do to control the production of the sebum because there are internal factors that govern them. So such factors include genes, a genetic predisposition to producing excessive sebum. Stress will do it as well, hormones will do it, and trauma will do it. So Gina already reflected on the fact that she tends to have acne just before her period, usually premenstrually, and the same applies with me. I mean, usually my face is spotless, but then a week before my period, uh-oh, block here, block there, spot here everywhere. So hormones can cause excessive production of sebum. Stress can also do it. Adrenaline and cortisol can activate the sebaceous glands to produce more sebum. Trauma and excessive washing of the face, excessive scrubbing of the face, and unfortunately some people get into the cycle where they feel that the cleaner their face is, the less likely they will produce acne. But unfortunately, if you're a sebum producer, the more you wash your face, the more you scrub it excessively, the more sebum is produced. So trauma can actually make acne worse. The second factor involved in acne is the clogging of the skin pores with the sebum and also with the dead skin particles. As you know, our skin is continually being renewed. As we get older, the renewal process takes longer to happen. But because of the renewal process, dead skin cells are sloughed off the layers of the skin, of the superficial layers of the skin, to give way to new cell layers underneath. But when there is an excessive matting, an excessive clogging of these dead skin, and with excessive sebum production, I kind of describe it as almost like leaves over a drainage. So if you clear the leaves over a drainage, the water can flow freely. But if there are leaves covering it, then it can stop the water flowing properly, and so the dead cells can clog up the pores as well as the sebum, a bit like a kitchen sink that's been clogged up with food particles. And the third component of acne is that the bacteria which normally reside on our skin take advantage of the process 1 and 2, that is the excess sebum production plus the clogging of the skin with the sebum, because the sebum can harden up and form little plugs, plus the excess, the dead skin cells. All that in combination with this bacteria that normally reside on our skin cause the bacteria to reproduce. They provide a wonderful environment for the bacteria to reproduce. If I can just go back to the analogy of the kitchen sink again, if you're washing your dishes and there are food particles in the sink and you don't clear those food particles in the sink, very soon you're going to get a smell because of all the active processes of the bacteria that are multiplying, that are putrefying the food. in the sink. So it's important that you have to remove all the food particles from the drainage to stop the smell. Although you don't get a smell with acne, but I'm just using that analogy to help you to picture what happens on the skin. You've got the bacteria, you've got the dead cells, you've got the sebum clogging up everything, and it causes the bacteria to multiply. And when the bacteria starts to breed, just like God has given us a good immune system, the immune system detects the excessive breeding and multiplication of this bacteria created by the environment of blockage, pores and dead cells and excessive sebum production, and your body mounts what they call an inflammatory process against the bacteria to kill the bacteria off. So your body manufactures antibodies to kill off the bacteria. And the process is you get redness, which is an inflammatory process, and pus. And of course, pus is just a collection of white cells, and white cells fight bacteria to kill them. So when a person has acne and they have little pus in the little what they call whiteheads and little pustules, they're basically just large quantities of bacteria congregated in large quantities of white cells, the leukocytes, the pus cells, congregating in an area to help to kill the bacteria that have started multiplying. I know it's a bit gross, but really acne is like little mini boils on the skin. 3 things to note about acne. Acne is not about hygiene, as I've said. If people get into the cycle of scrubbing their face, washing their face 3 or 4 times a day, it's not going to stop the acne. In fact, it'll cause more sebum to be produced. So acne is not about hygiene. Acne is also not about diets. So whether you have chocolate, whether you have French fries or what have you, it's not going to actually make your acne worse. Sorry to say, parents who are trying to get their teenagers to eat healthily, but French fries and chocolates and what have you will not make acne worse. Of course, it'll make them unhealthy and they won't be getting the right nutrients, and it can cause inflammation in other parts of their bodies, but it won't make acne worse. And the third thing to note about acne, as I said, acne is not about hygiene, acne is not about diet, and acne is not about age. Gina, you're 37, you're still getting acne. I'm slightly older than you, Gina, and I'm still getting acne as well. So it's not about age, and you can continue to get acne way past your teenage years. So how do we treat acne? This is what Gina would like to know. We look at the process and we break them down into the 3 processes, and we start by looking at the process. So the first process, overproduction of sebum. Really, unless you're giving very, very strong hormones to switch off the production of sebum, there is no real way that you can stop the overproduction of sebum. And I wouldn't recommend that you take strong hormones just to switch that production off. So really, there is no real way, unless you're taking really strong hormones, that you can switch off the production of the sebum. So basically, oily sebum, it'll make you less wrinkly, but you can't actually switch it off. But you can control the excess sebum production so that it doesn't lead to the clogging of the pores by the hard cornified sebum. And the way to do that is to have a twice daily facial care regime using a reputable skincare product. Now, I've used many skincare products in my time, and I'm not here to advertise any of them. But if you want a list of what I've used in the past to keep my skin looking ever so lovely and soft, well, just email me at laura@revelationtv.com. I've used products in the UK, and I've used products from Israel as well. And I've used lots of different products, Dead Sea products. So get into a good skincare regime for the morning and the evening time. And make sure that you use non-oily makeup as well, so non-comedogenic makeup. So the first thing is control the sebum production by a good facial regime, which involves cleansing and toning and using a non-oily moisturizer. So you wash the skin, you tone it, and then you use a non-oily moisturizer. The second process is the process of exfoliation, where you're removing the dead skin layers of the face 2 or 3 times a week. Don't do it daily, because if you're an excess sebum producer, you will just cause your skin sebaceous glands to go into overdrive. So 2 or 3 times a week, use a gentle exfoliator Again, I can recommend some for you, and you get the products in the UK or places like Israel. I mean, I have to say, I do use a lot of Israeli products, and when I go on holiday, I just pack my suitcase full of stuff. But there are lots of different ranges. The things like tea tree oil range, which are very good. They're not bad at all, and they will just help to gently remove the dead skin cells to prevent them from clogging the pores. Again, a non-oily skincare regime and a non-oily makeup as well, and there are lots of different makeups that have non-oily ranges as well, and I can name a few of them, but you know, if you again email me at laura@revelationtv.com. And another thing to prevent your skin getting clogged up is to make sure that at night you take your makeup off. Don't go to bed with your makeup on. Other tips: change your pillowcase at least twice a day. At least twice a week, because if you are an oily sebum producer, you're going to be marinating your face in oil on your pillowcase all night, and that certainly won't help your pores and stop them from getting clogged, and it also encourages the bacteria to grow and to multiply. So try to change your pillowcase twice a week. Avoid greasy products. Don't have much greasy, especially if you're black, and Gina is black. Don't have the greasy stuff that we black people like to put on our scalps to oil our scalps. Have a hairstyle that doesn't involve a fringe, so that the oily head isn't sort of it's not affecting the forehead, because a lot of breakouts can happen on the forehead because of fringes. Again, do not use face towels, because even when you wash them, unless you're washing them at very high temperatures, they can encourage bacteria to hang around. So what I actually use is disposable paper towels, kitchen towels, soft, nice disposable kitchen towels. That's what I use to wipe my face, rather than recycling face cloths, which may not necessarily be as clean as you want them to do. Separate the body towel from your face towel. So if you're going to use face towels, don't use the same towel that you use on your body to wipe your face, but preferably, as I said, use paper kitchen towels to wipe your face and just dispose of them. Use disposable cotton wools for makeup. Don't use the same cotton wool pad over and over again. Use disposable cotton wool pads that you can just chuck away, and make sure that you keep your makeup nice and fresh. Don't have it for 3-4 years. The third process is using some antibacterial preparations to actually kill the bacteria. And what I would suggest are things like tea tree oil ranges. You can get them from local supermarkets and chemists. Witch hazel sticks. I hate that word, witch hazel, but witch hazel sticks are very good, so you can actually spot on the spots as they come up. Your GP can prescribe you lots of different preparations as well. Lots of things like Zinarix, Dalasin. There's a whole range that your GP can prescribe for you. Another tip is not to pick your spots. Please don't pick them, because you'll get scarring and you'll actually encourage further acne eruptions in the same area. So I hope that helped you with acne. And we're going to take a short music break now, and then we're going to come back and deal with another question. See you back shortly.
Okay.
Welcome back to Health in Focus with Dr. Laura, and that was Hillsong with Salvation. Yeshua is here and he lives in me, and I hope he lives in you too. Next question. Before we get to the end of the program, I hope to cover this one, and this is from a lady called Carol. It says, bless you, Sister Laura. I watch your program on Revelation TV about health. I'm of Caribbean origin, 59 years old and female. I just had a blood test for cholesterol and it is 7.5. I really do not want to take medication now, but would like to try a diet to reduce it. There is also the issue of hypertension. I'm on medication for this, and I believe the Lord will heal me because he says so, and he is not a man that he would lie. I would value your advice, please. Yours, Carol. Carol is obviously a woman of faith, so we know that Carol is 59, we know that she's of Caribbean origin, and obviously we know she's a woman. So thank you for those details, Carol, because they actually do help me to help you when I've got some information about you. And also we know that she already has a history of high blood pressure and is on medication for this. So very quickly, cholesterol and also high blood pressure, because actually the diet and lifestyle for reducing cholesterol is very similar for reducing blood pressure as well. So it's good to try and lower your cholesterol by change in your lifestyle and diet before you resort to medication. And at your age, because you've lost the estrogen, you're menopausal now, it's very important that your lifestyle is up to scratch. So what can you do? We know that not all cholesterol is bad. 7.5 is the total cholesterol. The bad cholesterol is the LDL and the triglycerides. So we want to get those down. How do we get down the LDLs and triglycerides, Carol? This is how we do them. We add Benecol drinks to our daily drinks. You can buy them from any supermarket. You have your oat porridge at least 3 times a week, and make sure that you have your oats. They're good for you. Add 3 portions of oily fish to your diet every week. Examples of oily fish: salmon, sardines, pilchards, tuna, mackerel. Eat white lean meat instead of red meat. So white meat would include turkey and chicken instead of red meat. I'm not saying ditch red meat completely, but have it only infrequently, like once a month in your diet. Eliminate all animal fat: butter, full fat milk, cheese, palm oil for you Africans and Caribbeans. Use skim milk. You don't need cheese, and no cheese until your cholesterol's down to 5, okay? Take the skin off your chicken, you know, because that's where all the fat is. If you need butter, use Benecol spread or use olive oil instead. As I've said, eliminate red meat as much as possible, beef, lamb, etc., until your cholesterol is normal, and then you can treat yourself once a month to a lamb shank or something like that. I'd add soy milk, organic soy milk, or soy yogurt to your diet. They're high in plant sterols and they will help to lower cholesterol. Sprinkle at least 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed on your soups, on your yogurt, on your porridge every day. Flax seeds are known to help. They're high in omega-3 fatty acids, and they're also good for lowering cholesterol. Do some aerobic exercise, 30 minutes at least 3 times a week. You can split that exercise up, the 30-minute exercise, into 3 lots of 10 minutes. And Jeremy and Jane Park are bringing exercises to you weekly now. So follow Jane and Jeremy Park's exercise routines and get some tips. Rowing, jogging, stepping, dancing, exercise DVTs are brilliant. And also, have 3 to 5 portions of high antioxidants, fruits and vegetables, goji berries, blueberries, pink grapefruits, etc., plums and apples, and reduce your alcohol intake of only 1 glass of red wine per day. My time is up. Time goes so quickly. Thank you for watching Health in Focus Questions and Answers. I will be with you again shortly with some more questions and answers. God bless you. Stay healthy, prosper, even as your soul prospers. Bye-bye for now.